Bill Merck. Should I tell my occupation or what do I?
Sure.
I mean, I manage a restaurant, but I also write. I've done some plays. I've written a book, and I guess that's it.
You've only written one book.
That's been published. Only one that's been published.
How many have you written that
Like
haven't been published?
6 or 7.
How many plays?
5 that were performed. I have a 6 that I'm working on right now that I actually finished, but I have to. I don't feel like directing it right now, so I'm actually looking for a director. So once I figure all that out, then I will. I was a daycare teacher. I taught daycare for 3 years.
What ages?
After school programs. Like, so I would go to college in the morning, come in the afternoon, and then it would be like the kids that came to the daycare after school. So usually it was like kindergarten to like 3rd or 4th grade.
Yeah.
But then in the summertime, we'd always have a nap time. You know, they have that 2-hour break where the kids like lay down on mats and they're just bored out of their minds, but they're old where they shouldn't be sleeping anyway, but it's kind of like what the school does anyway. So I would doodle and doodle and doodle, and after a while one of the other teachers was like, you should read a book. I was like, yeah, I'll go see a movie, you know, I don't need to read. I'm good. He's like, well, you write like screenplays and stuff like that when you get like, hey, you write like little screenplays, because I always did, just like, because I guess I always wanted to be a director when I got into like high school, and like I wanted to be an actor, but then I realized I can't talk in front of a camera, and that's blatantly obvious, and
You're fine.
yeah, and so I was like, okay, well I can, I'll read a book, I guess, yeah. So he gave me Stephen King's, I don't remember the book, because I've read every Stephen King now, and I was like, wow, this is pretty darn good, you know. The Dark Half. It's a good book. You should check it out. Not his best one.
You gotta talk a little bit louder. You're fading.
Top 10.
There you go.
Anyway, so I read The Dark Half, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. So then I started reading more and more and more, and then I just started, as I started reading, I started writing more, and the more I read, the more I wrote, and then I really became addicted to writing, and then I had kids, and I stopped writing for a while, and that's kind of what's killed my energy, because now I work like 55 hours a week or 60 hours a week, and I got this great boss who I love so much. And I don't have the chance to write as much as I do. I mean, occasionally I will write, but I don't write as much as I did. But I used to write poems, and I was in a band. It wasn't very deep, actually.
I read it.
Yeah, and it wasn't very good. I'm sorry.
What's the name of it?
Numbers.
Where'd you get the idea for it?
Friend of mine's son. We were playing together one time, and he was like 4, and he was kind of creeping me out. So I kind of like thought, hey, I wonder if he could see the day I'm gonna die, and like he could read numbers across, but he didn't know what they meant because he's little. He's 4. He doesn't know what numbers mean. So then I figured, hey, I'll go with it. You know what I mean? And then I kind of turned it into a whole plot. So I basically thiefed all my friends and ideas, and I kind of melded it into one. One of my plays, my wife actually was an actress in it, and she had to, Shannon. Am I talking to you or am I talking to the camera?
Either one. Doesn't matter.
Thanks. Anyway, so she had to, she was an actress in it, and I knew she was going to be cast as the part, and I wanted her to get engaged. And I actually did our exact engagement, word for word. So actually, that's the worst writing I could possibly do, because I basically just had the other actor act off of her, and she had to react exactly how she reacted when we got married. So it was like kind of.
Did you ask her to marry you before the play, or?
Oh yeah, like.
Okay.
Like 8 years before or something.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess the play is like 4 years older.
What was the name of the play?
that one was Christmas is About the Beginning. That was the name of it. It was a Christmas play. It wasn't very good, actually. That was actually my worst one. I shouldn't have brought that up because that was a terrible, terrible play.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, I wasn't in the mood to write it, but I was asked to write it, and
Who asked you to write it?
the church wanted me to. We had a Second World War one. That was my best one.
How'd you get that one into the
Uh,
theater?
I talked to a. Who did I talk to? Is this still filming?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Fine.
I'm rambling.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to talk this much.
Oh, my bad.
It's alright.
I talked to a guy, and it just worked in place. I think we performed in like August. We had a couple thousand people.
Wow.
This
Where'd you-
next one is going to be whenever I do get it done. I know a couple other. See, after I did the first one, then other directors and stuff, and so I'm friends with them on Facebook, and we talk, and I'm a part of like the Screen Actors Guild of whatever, Writers Guild, and all that garbage.
So you have one that you're writing, or is it done writing?
It's finished. Like I said, I'm actually being asked to do it. Right now, there's a couple of directors that I've been talking to, and I might even direct it again, but I just don't have the time, like, because of my work schedule and Shannon's. I don't have the time.
Do you like directing?
I do, but I don't, like I said, like, I love it. That's the, you know. The only problem is I hate actors, because of the fact that they change my words, they change what I want to say.